All of you reminded me, right? Meow. I've been drinking my coffee the last 2 days and been wondering why it smells a little like cinnamon. No, I remember now. I put my tea bag on there, and it's my cinnamon tea a couple of days ago, and I forgot to rinse the top off. But it's actually quite pleasant. Yulia. The first one, certainly, that's this one here. So I'm going to erase everything that's there so you're not confuzzled. Ah! Don't look, those are Hina's marks. Don't look, don't look.
It's frozen.
Oh, phew. Don't look. Fixed it. All right. Okay, so, Yulia, this... Ah! I just lost my black pen. That won't do. Can I undo that? No! I gotta fix that later. I use the black pen a lot. Pen mode. Yo. Damn. What can I do for you?
Sorry to disturb. The student right here has an LC block with us now.
Yes, I got a note from that.
Okay, are we able to grab a test that she's missing? We talked to her about this.
I don't think she's missing a test.
Or like to redo a test?
She's got a cumulative coming up. She can do the cumulative.
Okay, what about is there one to redo or anything?
That's what the cumulative is.
Gotcha.
Every 2 units, they do a test that's broken down by unit, and if they do better on that section, they get better on the test.
Okay, so just get her to...
When it's cumulative time, I'll send her down with it.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Damn it. What did I do there? What a pain. I'll fix it later. Okay, so this right here is division, yes? So that is 4/3 pi r cubed divided by 4 pi r squared, yes? But 4/3 pi r cubed is really 4 pi r cubed over 3, right? Because this is really a 1 there, yeah? Divided by is really times the reciprocal of this. This is really over 1, right? So I put a 1, 4 pi r squared down there. Now, 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom. Gone, gone. Pi on the top, pi on the bottom, yum, but gone. 3 r's on the top, 2 r's on the bottom. They're both gone, leaving me with 1 r over 3. Okay? I'll fix it later. There are the next 2. I will highlight the answers. Everybody okay with dem? Once, twice, thrice. Okay. Awesome, possums. And there's the last one. There's the answer. There's the non-permissibles. Why do I have 4 and 5 there, even though they end up in the numerator? Pardon me? They were in the denominator. Excellent. All right. This one caused a lot of trouble for a lot of people in the other class. I didn't get to it in this class. There is the answer. Does everybody understand why? A common denominator has to have everything, right? So this guy had the 4x. This guy had x plus 6, x minus 6. This guy had an x and an x plus 6. So he was missing the 4. Yeah? Could you... Oh, no. Because I said leave it in factored form. A bunch of kids in the other class were doing all this extra multiplying and stuff. And I was like, but it says leave it factored. And they're like, what? Oh. Everyone's good? All right. 2 each there. There's the answer. There's the non-permissible. This is the best answer, but if you stopped there, I'll still give you full marks because I care. Ugh. Caring is so much work. Just be like you guys, not. Sam made that joke earlier today. He was trying to figure out how to get my present into a balloon. Oh, you gave him that joke? All right. Oh, I'll bug him in block B then. I'll say, Jacob sold you out. I was sad you didn't come for Xbox, first X block all year. I wasn't really. Although I did think it was weird. Everybody's okay? Spectacular. All right. Well, this one first. For 2. And then this one is gigantic, so it takes longer. So that's why it's worth 3. But I'll let you have a look at that, make sure you're okay. And I'll slide down a bit to get to there. Oh, and the non-permissibles, of course. Everybody good? Sweet. There und there. Oh, so I didn't give an answer to B. B, of course, the answer is x equals 4. Anything there? Holy crap. I can't wait to mark this test. Aiden. For B, yes. Oh, right. I have it right there. X can equal. I wrote it up there. X can equal 4, so there's no answer. Nice. Huh? Undefined. Something like that. Good call, Aiden. Whew. This one? Okay. So as always, first step is factor. X squared plus 25 does not factor. Plus x plus 5 over 2 does not factor. 2x minus 12 minus 9 does factor. 2 times 9 is negative 18. I need factors of 18 that add to 12. 6 and 3, 9. Oh, it doesn't factor. 2x squared minus 12x minus 9 over x minus 2 x minus 7. So what's my common denominator? 2x minus 7, right? So what does this guy need? The 2. What does this guy need? X minus 7. What does this guy need? Nothing. So that's 2x squared plus 50 plus x squared minus 2x minus 35 equals 2x squared minus 12x minus 9, right? Now collect your like terms. 2x squared plus 50, but 50 minus 35 is 15, right? Plus 15 plus x squared minus 2x equals 2x squared minus 12x minus 9. 2x squared on both sides, so what happens? Gone. 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 The 9 comes over here and becomes what? Right, so 15 plus 9 is 24, right? 24. I've already got an x squared and minus 2x plus 24 equals 0, right? Then we factor it. X plus 6. No, sorry, x plus 4, x minus 6 equals 0. So x equals negative 4 and positive 6. Did I have something else?
Didn't you move over negative 12x so it turned into 10?
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot this negative 12. So it's positives, right? I bring that negative 12 over, so it becomes positive 12. So it's x squared plus 10x plus 24 equals 0. So it's x plus 4, x plus 6. So it's x equals negative 4 and negative 6. Yeah. And Andrea and Fari, you can see I did both ways. I did the rate, which is fraction equals fraction, and then I did the fraction of the popcorn to equal a whole bag of popcorn. I don't care which way you do that one. It is up to you, whichever way works better for you. But you can see the answer in both is the same, 100 over 9, which is 11.11, which is 11 minutes and 6 seconds. And lastly, the group of friends go on a bike ride. So I am going to assume everybody needs to talk about this one. So we're going to erase it all and discuss it. Now, since almost everybody in the room who didn't finish the homework, it was this question that you didn't finish, I would expect you to pay pretty close attention to this right now. Possibly even write it down, even though it is on the video. As always, you make a chart. I don't know why people refuse to make a chart. When you make a chart, it tells you how to do the question. They're going on a bike ride together. Wind at their backs, wind at their fronts. How many parts is there to the bike ride? 2. There's wind where it helps you and wind where it hurts you, right? And since it's a movement question, they're going to go a distance, they're going to go a speed, and they are going to go a time. Read the question. How far did they ride with the wind helping them at their backs? 15 kilometers. How far do they ride with the wind at their fronts? 15 kilometers. Okay. Speed. Do we know their speed? No. So that is an X. But we know the wind. I even told you it adds or subtracts to help you make this chart. If it adds, plus 3. If it subtracts, minus 3. What is the average speed of the group with no wind? Yeah, okay.
So then when it's adding the wind speed, shouldn't we minus it to make sense?
So you want to say it's that.
No, I would x minus 3x plus 3, just the other way around. Like for, maybe it doesn't make a difference.
Same fraction, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Time is always distance divided by speed. Always. 15 over x plus 3 plus, because that's part of the journey, 15 over x minus 3. Now, Jacob, if you put your minus there and your plus there, right, equals, how long were they traveling? 3 hours. Done. Solve that. What's the common denominator? X plus 3, x minus 3. Or, because it'll help you think about it later, x squared minus 9, right? So what does this guy need? So that's 15x minus 45 plus, what's this guy? 15x plus 45 equals, what's this guy need? 3x squared minus 27. Because it's just easier to think of it that way, yes? Negative 45 plus 45. Gone. 15 plus 15? 30. So 0 equals 3x squared minus 30x minus 27. What can come out of there? 3. Do we care about the 3 once it's out? No. X squared minus 10x minus 9. What do we do with that? Factor it. What is it? Does it factor? It looks like it should factor, doesn't it? Because of what Jacob just said, but it's negative. So it doesn't factor. So if it doesn't factor, what do we have to use? Quadratic formula, or if we're good friends with our graphing calculator, punch that into it and find the zeros. Do I care which one you do? No, I do not. I've already tested you on quadratic formula, yes? So I already know if you can do it or not. So if you don't want to use it and you're good with your graphing calculator, go ahead and use it. But if you are going to use the quadratic formula, it is 10 negative b plus or minus the root of 100 b squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 9, which is plus, right? 1 plus 100 plus 36. So that's going to be 136 over 2, right? Everyone agree? Okay. Use your calculator to find that answer. I'm not going to bother. 136 is a little less than 12, right? Because 144 would be 12. So I'm going to just say 11 and a half. All right? So it's going to be 10 plus 11.5 divided by 2, or 10 minus 11.5 divided by 2. That one's going to be negative. Can you have a negative speed? No. So it had to be that one. Right? 10 plus 11 and a half is 22.5 divided by 2 is 11.25 approximately kilometers per hour. Yo.
If we use the graphing calculator on the test, how would we show that we used it? Is showing the work rate?
You would get to here, say it doesn't factor, and then give me the answers. Indigo.
On a test, because sometimes I do just estimate what you did,
Uh-huh.
get the exact answer. Or can we say approximate?
Okay, so so you're asking me, this
For that part.
is the exact answer,
Yeah.
right? So except you would get rid of the minus,
Yeah.
right? So this, plus root, that's your right answer, yes?
Yeah.
Now, could you do some more work for me? 136 divided by 2 is 63, which divides by 9 to get 7. There's a square root, right? So you could have 10 plus 3 root 14 over 2, and then the 3 doesn't cancel anyway, so you could leave it like that. If I wanted the exact answer. But that's useless, right? You can't say to a cop, well, sir, I was driving 10 plus the root of 136 divided by 2, and the cop wouldn't put that on the ticket, right? So the actual value, if you got to there and then you were to estimate, like what I did, you would just do this, right? If you're not going to write that down, but your answer is close, then I believe you, right? But if you told me that the speed was 79 kilometers an hour after you got to here, then I would dock you, because that shows you don't know what this actually means in math. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't dock you a lot of marks because you did all the work. But the fact that you can't take math and put it into real life is a problem. Not you. You know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean, right? If one can't take this and make sense of it in real life, then one is missing part of this course, right? Okay. Jacob.
How much was this out of?
What do you want to make it out of? You want to make them both out of 4?
Sure.
4 and 4, which makes that page out of 8 and 6 is 14. So 14 and 10 is 24, and 15 is 39 is what I get. Yeah. Now, as I always like to do, a page of test reminders. What you need to be good at to handle this test. What do you think is the first necessary skill?
Factoring.
Right. Factoring. Factoring. If you are bad at factoring, you will do badly on this test. End of discussion. There is no way to do this test well if you can't factor. X squared plus 12x plus 27. If you can't factor that, you're screwed. End of discussion. There's nothing I can do for you if you still can't factor. That is super easy. By the time I finish this sentence, you already should have written down the answer. You should be able to do that in your head, upside down, in your sleep, backwards, right? You also, what's the answer? X plus 9, X plus 3. Next ones. 2's too easy. 7x squared plus 3 minus 10x. You have to be able to factor that. How do you do it? Right, I need numbers that multiply to 21 and add to negative 10. What are they? Negative 7 and negative 3, right? So that is x minus 7 over 7 and x minus 3 over 7. I don't care what method you use to factor this. I'm tired of going through 27 different methods. You need to learn how to factor those, whatever method you choose. I've given you 4. If you can't figure out one of those 4, then the short answer is you don't know how to factor. So you should not be getting a good grade in this course, because factoring has been in every single unit we have done from the beginning till now. Right? It is the single most important skill in all of math, if any of you plan to go further. Factoring becomes the addition of later math. Everyone is good? And then there's some weird ones, right? Like, you'd better recognize that is x cubed minus 9x is x squared minus 9, which is x plus 3, x minus 3. You have to be able to see your factors all the way down. Everybody cool? Yeah? Okay. What's the next skill do you think that is important after factoring? You'd better understand NPVs, which are what? No. highlight, underline. Mrs. Bad crumble cloud. It's red because we live in a polluted world. No denominators can equal 0. Ever. It doesn't matter what the denominator is. Which means you'd better be good at algebra. Right? 3x plus 7 can't equal 0. X can't equal negative 7/3. There's other non-permissible values, though. For example, what would the non-permissible value be if I had that? If it won't make a perfect square, I can still square root it. What are my non-permissible values now? I can't have a negative under a root, can I? So x must be greater than or equal to what? Zero would work, because 0 plus 7 is 7. What's negative 1 plus 7? Positive 6. That's still okay? What's negative 2 plus 7? Greater than or equal to? Negative 7. But what can't it equal? Negative 7. Because negative 7 plus 7 would be 0, square root of 0, and it's in the denominator. Right? Okay. What's the next skill, you think? Canceling. Because you guys are not so hot at canceling. Well, you're getting better. X plus 3 over x minus 3. Does that cancel? No. Okay. X plus 3 over 3. Does anything cancel there? No. X plus 3 over x squared plus what did I do up there? Damn it. What was it? Plus 12x plus, what was it? 27. Does anything cancel there? Why? Because that becomes x plus 3, x plus 9. Now, what cancels? The x plus 3's. There's nothing left up there. What is it? 1 over x plus 9. Right? X plus 3 over x plus 7 times x plus 3 over x plus 7. Any canceling there? No. Why? I see them. They're the same all over the place. Has to be denominator and numerator. No. X plus 3 over x plus 7 times x plus 7 over x minus 3. Where? The 7s. Yeah? Okay. X plus 3 over x plus 3 times x plus 1 times x plus 1 over x plus 4. Gone, 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 gone. What's the answer? 1 over x plus 4. 3x plus 7 over 2x minus 3 times 4x plus 7 over 6x minus 9. So what's this become? 1. What's this become? 1. What's this become? 2. What's this become? 2. Now what? Cancel there. What else?
Cancel the 1s.
Gone. What else? Nothing. It's done. X plus 7 times x plus 7 over x minus 3, x minus 9. Yeah? Yeah? All right. Now, I have a previous one of these where I've reminded kids, students, what to do. I'm going to check and see what else they came up with because it's an old one. Factoring, factoring, factoring. NPVs. Oh! These. And mixture questions. Ooh, yeah. So, let's go back to here. What are we at? 4? Distance equals what? Speed times time. So what does speed equal? Distance over time. So what does t equal? Distance over speed. Right? Some of you have been shown these triangle things with d, s, t, or if you've done Ohm's law in science in v, I, r. I don't understand why anybody has ever shown you those. No. Maybe. I don't remember. Sure. Although, do you really need it?
Probably. I mean, all I need to do is remember one, but like, I haven't done physics yet or anything, so.
How fast do you drive a car? Okay. So, k, distance over time. Speed equals. There you go. But if it will help you, I will give it to you. But those triangles, I hate them. They help you? But it's just algebra. If you want t by itself, you divide by s, cancel. T equals that. It's one step of algebra. What's more useful, triangles or knowing how to do algebra? What? That's ludicrous. Normally I don't do this, but you're wrong. That's like saying, what's more useful? How to flip over or how to cook a fried egg or how to turn on the stove?
You can turn on the stove without cooking an egg. You need to know how to turn on the stove to cook an egg, but you don't need to learn how to cook an egg to turn on the stove. So it's easier to just turn on the stove, but it's more useful to. I don't. This is stupid.
Mixture problems. Okay? There's usually two ways. You can go by portion 1 plus portion 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever equals one whole thing done. Right? So I can win the argument with Yulia about algebra in 1 minute. Jacob can win the argument in 2 minutes. How long would we win the argument together? Well, I can win it 1 out of 1. Jacob can win the argument 1 out of 2. Or no, together, yeah. 1 out of 1 plus 1 out of 2 equals 1 out of equals 1. So x equals 1, and we solve it. Right? Or you can go by rate. Right? Argument over time. I win the argument in 1 minute. Jacob wins the argument in 2 minutes. How long to win the argument when we work together? Okay? Remember percentages. 30% equals 30 over 100 equals 0.3 if you're doing a percentage problem. right? Like if I got a bag of, I don't know, I ordered a bag of trail mix from the store that's 50% M&Ms, and I'm cheap. I can get peanuts for cheaper than M&Ms, so I want to change my trail mix up, and I want there only be 25% M&Ms in there instead of the 50. This is what you do. Right? Everybody cool? Yeah? All right. And remember, make charts. All right. Class goes till what, 11:20? 11:15 or some crap like that? Gervier, you know, because you know how to get out of here. 11:25, right away, without even looking, Gervier knows. Sharp. Like a tack. All right. So I've only got 19 minutes left in class. Obviously, I'm not going to go on and start the next thing. So, do you want to see some extra ones from here? You want more word problems? Okay. I have one very handy. Right here. Let me print that to who's a what's it? OneNote. Current section. Okay. All right, now I'm going to scroll through it. Simplify non-permissible values. Everybody okay? Multiplication, everybody okay? Factor and cancel? Division, everybody okay? Factor, cancel, remember to flip the second one. And where do I check for NPVs? Both of them. Rational equations? You're okay? All right. That. Oh, you can't quite see B. I'm going to shrink that. This is a crazy hard one, but it follows the same rules. Damn it. There. Start working with the partner. See what you can do. That sounds really hard, but not because of the math. You gotta think. It's recording, Queen. It's recording. You don't need to take a picture of it. Okay. Knock yourself out, man. Okay. Now, one second. I'm going to just give you a warning, then I'm going to shut up. If you follow the steps without thinking, you're going to get an answer. But that answer is going to seem weird. Go. I only laugh because Yulia made a very funny face when she looked. I'm not laughing at what you guys are talking about, but she did she made her face look like a Muppet. One eye was over here, one eye was over here, and it was. Now I'm looking back there because they look like they're about to have a mercy fight.
Oh, it was just how I thought of it.
Oh, I see. That's heartfelt, man. That's good to see. Why purple at Christmas time? What were you going for? I will stop asking. It seems like it might be a sore point. I understand. When I was in grade 8, Indigo, I had super long skater bangs, and I wanted to do something with them. That was the first thing I did. My mom was like, "Why don't you make them a little curly or something?" I say, "Oh, I'll try that." And she permed them at home very tightly. I had a little afro right here. It looked like a bunny tail. It was horrible. I spent 9 hours just wet brush, blow dry, wet brush, blow dry, trying to get it back to straight. So I was like, "Mom, that's not going to work for me." She said, "Okay, why don't you try to bleach it?" I was like, "Ooh, not bad, just a little blonde in the front." So of course I used bad product and I ended up with bright orange. Oh, I see. So you ended up with... Right. I understand. But see, that's the nice thing about hair. It comes back. As you can see, I no longer have bright orange long bangs or a little... I wouldn't mind the little puffy bunny fur there because then I would have hair instead of this. But... I know a guy who doesn't want to manscape. He's got a very hairy chest, and he doesn't want to wax it, shave it, nothing. But he's getting old, and his chest hair is going gray. So when he goes to the beach, he's all embarrassed by it. So he actually gets that just for men stuff that you're supposed to use on your hair and your beard, and brushes it into his chest hair, so his chest hair darkens. But, not knowing what he should have done, he used the hair stuff, which isn't formulated to come off your skin. So he dyed his skin also. Now, eventually it washed out of his skin, but it took a while. And I was like, dude, you're old. Just be old. Or go get it taken care of properly. There was a documentary on Netflix a couple of years ago about men taking care of themselves, like perms and pedicures and things that men didn't used to do but are starting to do now. And one of the guys that was on was like, "I don't know why all these dudes are like this, man. Like when I was born, I had hair on my head. That's my little boy hair. All the rest of my hair, I earned it. That's my man hair." And he was like, "No way am I shaving my chest, I'm waxing my back, no way. That's my man hair." And what was funny about it was he was this little, tiny, wussy, skinny guy. He wasn't like, if you looked at him, you wouldn't think, that guy's a manly man. He was like a super hipster nerd. And I was watching him, and he was getting all aggressive about it. Like, you're funny. Is the roof leaking on you guys?
Yeah, the roof leaked on my...
Yeah, the roof leaks there. $38 million. Leaky roof. 38 million. That's about what the school cost to build. Cheap. I'll get it. Go for Myers. Hello? Okay, bye. Well, she was just on her phone, so I assume that was her mom. Do you guys want to see how to do this one yet? It's 11:18. No, it's 11:16. I lie. You got 9 more minutes. All right, I will set it up. Well, no, you're going to set it up. Okay. What are our two choices? No. Well, yeah, you could do there and back, but I would do Bob and Al, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Bob and Al, yes? And then we've got a distance, a speed, and a time. What's Bob's distance? Well, Bob drove there, Al drove home. So what's Bob's distance? 264. What's Al's distance? Excellent. Who drove faster, Bob or Al? Al drove faster, so who should get the X? X. This guy, well, but the single X. This guy, X plus what? You could write it as X plus 0.1X, right? Right? Or I would submit you would write it as 1.1X. Because 1 times X is X, and there's the 0.1. Everybody understand why? It's simpler, but X plus 0.1X is the same thing, isn't it? Right? Okay. So whatever you have there. Now we get to time. Time for Bob is easy, yes? What is it? 264 over X, yeah? Al is 264 over whatever you did here. It'll catch up. Now, here is where I am assuming you're in trouble, right? So, what do we know? Al was 18 minutes faster, right? So this time is 18 minutes more or less? Less, because he's faster, right? So we're going to minus out 18 minutes. And then they would be equal. Everybody cool? Now try to figure it out. Gold Touch went away, right? Yeah? Where'd she go? I hope she brings me a present. Is anybody to the point now where they have an answer for x? Okay, keep going.
I got 1.3.
Now, stop.
Does seem a little weird.
Does dude drive to Seattle at 1.3 kilometers per hour? Of course not. So stop and think for a minute. I'm going to call your attention to what I am highlighting. So what should that be? Which is? Or, Jacob, if I'm going 1.3 kilometers per minute, what do I want? Kilometers per hour. So it's 1.3 over 1, and I need it to be over what? So how do you solve that? It's unit conversions. You also did it in Math 10. All right, so you want to find out what we did. All right. Are you comfortable to hear? Okay, so I am going to change, I'm going to leave this as minutes, okay? So this is almost fraction equals fraction, isn't it? So I'm going to make this, I'm just going to work on this side. So I'm going to keep 264 over x equals, what's my common denominator over here? 1.1x, right? So this guy's already got it. This guy has it, 264, but this guy is now minus 19.8x, yes? Now, don't I have fraction equals fraction? So I could cross multiply, couldn't I? But could I cross multiply? So I would have 290.4x, that's this one, right? Equals 264x minus 19.8x squared, yes? 290.4x equals, factor out an x, 64 minus 19.8, right? Sorry, x, right? Got an x is going to factor out, right? So now I've got 290.4 equals 264 minus 19.x, right? Bring that over. We're out of time. When you, right? And then you're still going to end up with a negative, right?
Can you record the final answer?
Oh, it's 80.
Oh. I got like...
Because 1.33 times 60.
I got like 78 or something. It was close.
And then the other guy would be like 84, right? Because he just times it by 1.
Well, once you know x,
Once you just times it by
once you know x, that's his time, right?
That's Bob's, and then times it by 1.10 would be Al's, right?
Well, calculate the time it took Al to drive home.
Would be that times 1.
You don't need to times anything, right?